Hello everybody, welcome to this short video on adolescent development. The reason for choosing this topic is for you to understand what are the developmental changes that will occur as a result of puberty in your child and what to expect in the coming years. So let us see what are the stages of adolescence. So adolescence begins at puberty and it will start at the end of childhood and will continue up until adulthood. So it's categorized into three phases. You have individuals of 10 to 14 years are considered to be in early adolescence, 15 to 17-year-olds are in middle adolescence, and 18 to about 25 years old are in the late adolescent period. So what's new? Mainly, there will be changes in one's physical appearance, and the child will now have the ability to reproduce. The reason this change occurs is due to a signal that is received and passed on by and from the hypothalamus to the pituitary gland, which then will start signaling all of the endocrine glands to act in accordance as to bring about primary and secondary sexual characteristic changes. You will see that each individual has both male sex hormones and female sex hormones. The main class of male sex hormones are androgens, and the main hormone of that is testosterone. You will see that there is a 12-fold increase in males and 2-fold increase in females after puberty. The physical changes resulting from this change is going to be the development of external genitalia. You have increases in height, voice changes, hair changes, and if you look at estrogen, that is the main class of female sex hormones, under which estradiol is the main sex hormone, you will see that there is an 8-fold increase in females and a 2-fold estradiol increase in males. Resulting from this estradiol change, you have breast development, uterine development, and skeletal changes like increase in the girth of the hips, decrease in waist size, facial changes, and so on. So you will see that the resulting physical change that will occur as a result of the hormonal changes will be a drastic change for the teenager. So if that change is not accepted or it is not expected or desired by the child, then he or she may experience some amount of body dissatisfaction. They may have some trouble with their body image, and as a parent, it's important for you to develop in them healthy attitudes towards themselves as well as body positivity and enable them or support them in helping them to reach their target weight or target appearance. What are the determinants of puberty now? You see that in puberty, heredity plays an important role. Hormones and endocrine factors, as discussed earlier, weight, body fat, and leptin. Here is an important point in extension to our previous slide where we said we need to inculcate healthy attitudes about your teenager's weight, and this doesn't mean that the teenager will over-exercise and will not, will starve themselves in order to lose weight or reach these ideals that are propagated by media or self-desired by the teenager. In fact, the onset of puberty is very much dependent on body fat. So for menarche, that is the first menstruation for females, you will see if that a female does not have at least 17% of their body weight as body fat, then they are going to have a delay in their menarche. The same is seen at age 18, where if the individual is to expect regular menstruation, then their body fat has to be at least 22% of their total body weight at the age of 18. Leptin is a protein created by the fat cells and again helps in the regulation, the changes, and the final appearance that will be seen as a result of the pubertal changes. You have socio-cultural and environmental factors which will play a very important role in the onset of puberty as well as the course of puberty. So we have seen that lately, due to the lifestyle changes, due to the socio-cultural changes as well as the environmental changes, the age of onset for menarche and spermarche has now, from later ages, from average 17 years, has dropped to around 14 years. So there is a earlier onset when it comes to puberty due to, from if you compare it to the last 100 years. Stress also becomes an important factor in determining puberty. Stress is the main cause as well as the consequence of hormonal changes, and hence an individual experiencing stress will have interference with their hormonal changes associated with puberty. An important brain area, the hypothalamus, which we have seen before, is the regulator of the pituitary gland, is responsible for initiating the cycle or the cascade of effects that will then start with puberty and follow up with all the changes that we will be speaking of in this video. This brain region is not only responsible for those functions but is also responsible for homeostasis, other biological drives like thirst, hunger, sex, in temperature control, weight regulation, and most importantly in emotional regulation. As a result of all these interrelated and interdependent activities that the hypothalamus is responsible for, you will see that there are a lot of psychological changes that will come about in your adolescent as a result of puberty.